Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Pawtucket, Rhode Island for this high school baseball game between two Pawtucket high schools, Tolman and Shea. My name is Jim McCabe on the play-by-play. As a couple of years ago, yours truly decided to broadcast a few Tolman high school baseball games. So here we are back at it, and of course, we lost last year, and so I'm very excited to be back here and broadcasting baseball once again from the home of the Tolman Tigers, as they play a team shares the same city with them, but this is a special non-league game that's taking place today here at Slater Park. So let's give you the starting lineups and start with Shea High School, since they're going to be batting first here. And we'll tell you that the leadoff batter will be shortstop Cam Seaver. Wally Arach is batting second. He is the second baseman. The pitcher is Ian Montanez, batting third. First baseman Nata Gonzalez. Batting fifth, left fielder Caden Lack. The catcher batting sixth, Dylan Sheehan. Batting seventh is Carlos Lara Luma, the center fielder. Third baseman batting eighth for Shea is Jaden Acosta. And the right fielder rounding out the lineup is Chris Ramos. Now, what about the Tolman Tigers? Their second baseman is their leadoff batter. That is Lonnie Santiago. And the second batter will be the shortstop, another familiar name from a couple of years ago, Alex Medeiros. Center fielder is Corey Pereira. And third baseman batting fourth is Jamin Labossiere. The catcher is Aiden Chernowski, batting fifth, and then the sixth batter is the pitcher Andrew Massey. First baseman Elijah Garneau batting seventh. And one of the outfielders in right field is batting eighth, Justin DaCosta, and the left fielder is batting ninth, Devin Zigbu. We have a substitution rule suspended here today for this non-league game, so bear with us as we try and figure this all out. But the leadoff batter for Shea is going to be Cam Seaver versus Andrew Massey, the pitcher. And after a year off, Tolman baseball back on the air, and a strike is called to Seaver. Of course, Tolman kicked off a schedule yesterday of 20-plus run loss to Lincoln. And hoping to shake that off real quickly. Another pitch here as I get back into the swing of things. I believe it's 1-on-1 here. We're going to check. Fouled straight back. 1-2 is the count. The old scorekeeper app on the old cell phones still doing the job. Do not fix what is not broke. So Andrew Massey ahead on his leadoff batter, and gives him a pitch that's high and outside. Seaver doesn't chase. And nice pitch bottomed out from high to low, and a strikeout. Massey strikes out the first batter he faces. And Wally Arach is next up. Left-handed Andrew Massey delivers a strike on his second batter. Here at the ballpark, they've installed stands behind home plate, so that's where we're sitting. Arach is ahead 0-2. Massey is on Arach is what I mean, and here comes that pitch. And that's just a little bit low. Good eye from Arach. That one's outside. That makes it 2-2. And patient Arash has worked this count full at 3-2 now. Nothing here in the top of the first. Outside. And after getting ahead of Arash, Massey loses him as the first base runner for Shea High School. Brings up Ian Montanez, who will step in. Right-handed batter. Kicks up some dirt. And patient batters for Shea to start off here. Working out of the stretch is Massey. And the check to first. Rash gets back in time. A couple years ago, in my first year doing Tolman games, got a chance to see some real good pickoff moves. It's been a staple of head coach Theo Murray's Tolman teams. That one's outside, and got a 3-0 count now to Ian Montanez. Taking it all the way. In fact, and one of them drops off the bat there from Montanez. Make it a 3-1. Count coming from Massey. And puts that one on the ground to third base. On to second. Arash is thrown out at second by Labossiere, who picked that up on third, and that's the only out on the play. So on the fielder's choice, Montanez reaches, and then Gonzalez, the next batter for Shea, pops it up the first pitch. And Medeiros, the shortstop, makes the catch, and that is it for Shea. And they leave one runner on base. It's 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Back here at McConnon Field, it always takes me and at least one and dig into the memory files. They did recently renovate this ballpark, is the information I've learned, and again, we're back here behind home plate. They have put stands up, bleachers that weren't here before, but normal scene here at Tolman High School baseball games is folks out in lawn chairs, and that continues to be the case. Newport Avenue traffic in the background, and so nice to be here. And this feels exactly like the way the weather should be for the start of the Tolman High School baseball season. Cloudy. Don't think we're getting any rain here today. Just a tad bit on the cool side. Those of you who don't know me, just real quickly to tell you that I have been broadcasting hockey games in New England for the better part of half a decade now, and resident of this great city of Pawtucket. And this is our only baseball action now. Of course, we've lost the minor league team, so right here where we're sitting, or where you're watching live on Twitch, is the place to check out baseball action in Pawtucket. Tolman's leadoff batters, Lonnie Santiago, and he swings through the first pitch that is offered by Ian Montanez. Montanez's next pitch, and that one off the hand of the catcher, Dylan Sheehan. One and one. That one's up high. 2-1 to Santiago. That one drops in there for a strike. 2-2. Next one from Montanez is outside. It counts full, 3-2. Looking for Walker, a base hit from Santiago. That one high and inside, and it's a walk for Santiago. Alex Medeiros is next up for Tolman. And here's Dino Campopiano, the coach for Shea High School, warning of the possibility of the bunt. First time I can acknowledge Coach Campopiano's name. And on this timeout, we're going to get back into it. That's up high off the glove of the catcher. And Santiago's going to get to second base. Going to call that a pass ball. And it's 1-0 on Medeiros. High and inside, 2-0, and so for the first time, Tolman's got a runner in scoring position. And another one inside and high from Montanez, and that's going to get Santiago to third. Wind picks up a little bit. Santiago's a third, and Montanez is dealing with a 3-0 count to the batter Medeiros. No outs registered by Shea here. The Raiders, by the way. No outs. Conference call on the mound, and we resume here. Medeiros, right-handed batter, takes a pitch. Makes it a 3-1 count. Santiago at third with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Tolman trying to get this game's first run. That's taken outside low by Medeiros. And that puts runners at the corners. And again, nobody out. And Corey Pereira, the center fielder, bats for Tolman. Duct tape galore on the cell phone. It's the normal routine here. Pitch was taken for a strike. Throws down to third. And meanwhile, Medeiros gets the second. So now, runners at second and third, and the count 0-1 to Pereira. Taking upstairs, 1-1. Nice pitch that started inside and broke out towards the outside of the strike zone, 1-2. One-two pitch to Pereira. And this time the catcher, Shea, is able to keep this in the dirt area. Catcher Shea, number 23, has had the busy bottom of the first inning here. 2-2 to Pereira. And Montanez delivers. And Sheehan's unable to keep that one. And that's going to Los Santiago to score. And it's 1-0 Tolman. Look out. Now inattention here, and that's going to allow Medeiros to score. 2-0. Tolman with the lead. On the first one, another pass ball. Santiago scored. And Medeiros scored on the same play. The play was not blown dead. And the home plate was unguarded. So Tolman grabs the lead here. And this one's put on the ground to short, bobbled, and thrown on, not in time. Pereira, safe at first. So we give that the error to Seaver on that short on the bobble. And next up for Tolman is Jamin Labossiere. Love this name. Montanez checks Pereira at first. Labossiere. Labossiere, who made a nice play at third base in the top of this inning. Swings for this pitch from Montanez. It was a good pitch from Ian Montanez. I think you heard Shea and the catcher's frustration. Picked up pretty well here on this internet broadcast. Up high. No 6-second delay, but I can tell you I haven't gotten one letter yet from the FCC. 1-1 to Labossiere. Drops in there. Another nice moving pitch from Montanez. Strike to Labossiere, 1-2. Close. Not just outside, 2-2. Two nothing Tolman over Shea here in the bottom of the first. And swing. Good catch by the first baseman. Gonzalez trying to get Pereira off the bag. However, the base runner did get back. So that's a line out. And that brings up Aiden Chernowski. Like a fastball that just tailed down and in. On Chernowski there. 0-1. High inside. That next pitch to Chernowski, 1-1. Catcher Sheehan. Ready to throw. Pereira stays at first. One out here in the bottom of the first inning. Fastball in their first strike, 1-2. One pitch, and Shea can potentially get out of this with a double play. Somewhat limiting the damage. This one's put in the air from Chernowski, and that is falling into shallow left center, and two players collide. Those two players were Caden Lack, the left fielder, and the center fielder, Carlos Laraluma. I'm gonna call that a hit for Chernowski. And Pereira only got the second. That brings up Andrew Massey, who swings through the first pitch. 0-1. Massey is the sixth batter in the Tolman lineup.
Come on, he ain't good, man.
About an inch outside, not by much there. That one on Massey, 1-1. Call for a ball, a little bit high. From Montanez, 2-1 to Massey, the pitcher. Both pitchers have batted here in the first inning. Fastball fouled off the feet of Massey. Ouch. Massey's got the Gator mask on. Most of these players have the face coverings going on here. Swing over the top of that one from Massey. And safe out will be taken by Gonzalez, the first baseman, just stepping on the bag. Moved Pereira to third and Chernowski to second. And the next batter for Tolman is Elijah Garneau. 2 Garneaus in the lineup here today. Ball 1 on Elijah. Thought we did. Delete that. Hit the backspace button on that. I don't know why I thought that. Sometimes you just say things that are wrong. 2-0 on Garneau. Montanez pitch. Garneau takes it. 3-0. 2 outs. Base open at first. Runners at second and third. Montanez might keep that in mind and does indeed put Garneau on. Bases are loaded, but there are 2 outs, so what could happen here with Justin DaCosta, 8th in the lineup. DaCosta takes this one in the dirt. And ball 2, with that one taken a little bit above the Tolman legs, across the chest of DaCosta. Takes that one low and outside. 3-0. And Montanez needs a strike here. Strike taken by DaCosta. Some excitement over in the field below us. Youth game. Head coach Theo Murray for Tolman said he saw a pretty good catch by pitcher in that last game on a pop-up. And this one, the glove Shea, and it's going to be a ball forward. Won't matter here. As DaCosta walks, that forces in a 3rd run. Pereira registers the run scored. So moves Chernowski to third base. Garneau to second. DaCosta is newly aboard. And we are at the bottom of the lineup here. This is Devin Zigbu. Swings are on the first pitch. Shortstop gloves it, steps on second. Seaver to eliminate DaCosta, the runner from first. And it is 3-0 Tolman over Shea after 1 inning of play. We'll take a break and come back in just a little bit. All right, we're getting our first bit of trickery here. This is a non-league game today, so we're not as if to say the rules are made up and the points don't matter, like the old line from Whose Line Is It Anyway? But got told by head coach Theo Murray that Tolman's going to put their other 4 guys in the lineup. They're going to have 13 batters, so we'll call them all designated hitters unless they move into the lineup somehow. And those will be Joe DeCruz.
Come on, hey, be aggressive here.
We'll get to rest this here in a second. Elijah Bernardo, Isaac Garneau, and Brad Nunez. So I wasn't crazy. Something to keep in mind as we move along here, as we are in the top of the second. Caden Lack leads off for Shea. Swings through a first offering from Andrew Massey, back on the bump for Tolman. You can tell Massey's a power pitcher. Forceful delivery. Just built, looks like he's built for fastballs. That one was low. Lack took it 2-1. Hoping that head coach for Shea will give us any changes. Otherwise, we'll keep an eye out for them. And speaking of good eye, Lack takes 3-1. And outside. Another walk. Second from Massey. One strikeout from Massey so far, and up to 22 pitches. That's his jersey number. And number 23 comes to number 23. The catcher, Sheehan, for Shea, can't make that up. Strike to Sheehan on 1. Sheehan would love to do something positive here in the second. Takes this one inside. Busy first inning for the Shea defense. 1-on-1 to Sheehan. Going inside. Throw. Down to second base. Lack gets thrown out. Great throw by Chernowski, the catcher. So, base is now empty, and Sheehan chases one upstairs. Sheehan with the timeout. 2-2, with one out here in the top of the second. Inside to Sheehan. Makes it 3-2. Baseball right in front of us. Carlos Lara-Luma for Shea will pick it up. Contact on that ball for Shea. And it's out of play. Hits the grass. Foul tip from Sheehan. And they're going to rule this a dead ball. Count remains 3-2. And strikeout, inside corner pitch. Second strikeout for Massey. Brings up Lyra Luna. The next batter, he was ball retriever just a moment ago. And shoots this one straight back. I'll expect him to get that one. As you may understand, it's the next batter in the lineup. It's normally tasked with these things. 0-1 Lyra Luma. Does a little dance to get out of the way of that one. 1-1. Tolman leads Shea 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. Fastball from Massey. 1-2. That one had heat on it. Left-handed pitcher, another fastball down the gut and strikeout. Another caught looking strikeout for Massey. All of a sudden he's got 3. And after the top of the second has concluded, it's 3-0 Tolman over Shea. Back with the bottom of the second after this. Some changes have been made for Shea High School as we go to the bottom of the second, and Tolman's coming up to bat. We have moved Caden Lack from left field to pitcher. Ian Montanez has moved from pitcher to shortstop. Third baseman Acosta stays in place. Second baseman Arash still in place. Dylan Sheehan has moved to first base, and that was the catcher. See who the catcher's going to be here. New left fielder is Nata Gonzalez, moved from first base. Center fielder Lara Luma still. And the right fielder is Jared Concepcion. Okay. I think we've gotten everybody. And Joe DeCruz is the batter. Now, question is, is this scoring system ready for such a thing here? I'll keep track here. I'll try and figure this out. This is DeCruz batting. And DeCruz is in the 1-2 count. All right, we got it on the phone. Pitch sails to the back fence from Lack. DeCruz, the batter here. And receives this one outside, 3-2. Lack, the new pitcher here in the second. One caught outside. The new catcher is Seaver, number 7. And a walk to DeCruz. Brings up Elijah Bernardo. Again, Tolman here has enhanced its lineup, going from 9 to 13 batters. Non-league game today, and rules are bent a bit. Pitch inside to Bernardo. DeCruz, the runner at first. Working from the stretch Lack. And the left-handed pitcher with the pick attempt at first.
Okay, let it go. Let's go.
Lack, that's a wild pitch. To count Bernardo. Flowing outside. And Seaver in going back to get that through past the third base. Backed up by left fielder Gonzalez, who came in. Cruz advanced to third. And a walk issued to Bernardo. That brings up this is Isaac Garneau. Swings through the pitch, wild pitch. And Cruz, the runner at third, stays. Bernardo, however, advances to second. So Isaac Arnault ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a. Was actually, he swung at that, so it was a strike. 0-1. Strike is called. It's 0-2. That one sails past the catcher. That's going to allow the Cruz to slide in home and safely. Tolman leads 4-0. Next pitch from Lack, and Garneau swung through it. Runner score, it's 5-0. We're giving the strikeout to Lack. Uncaught third strike. And that allows Garneau to get to first base. So still nobody out here in the second. And this batter is Brad Nunez. And Nunez is ahead in the count 2-0. 5-0. And we only have Tolman for one hit. But they lead comfortably. And Lack trying to check the runner first, went past the first baseman. Lack's next pitch was off the mark. And it's 3-0 to Nunez. Shea pitchers are going to have to find the strike zone. Catch receiver able to stay behind that pitch. And that was ball 4. So I'll turn things over to the top of the lineup. Lonnie Santiago will bat. However, not before we get a new pitcher here. Carlos Laraluma will bat. I beg your pardon, pitch. And check and see if that means. Let's see the whereabouts of Lack, but we have a new center fielder, obviously. And Lack does move to center field. So you feel for him, Caden Lack's struggle. There was obvious on the mound, and the decision here to place in the second inning, with Tolman leading Shea 5-0. Well, this obviously is going the way of Tolman and not Shea right now, but let me just say again how great it is to have Rhode Island high school baseball back. What a impossibly difficult year 2020 was, and not all sports teams were victimized equally, but one of the things that just didn't get to be played was Rhode Island high school baseball in 2020. So it is just so great to be back here and for these kids to be able to be playing the game that they love to play, and for us to get to watch them doing it. Santiago as the top of the lineup returning for Tolman here, and takes the first pitch for a strike. As Lara Luma is the third pitcher in for Shea. Pitch just off the plate. The outside to the batter, Santiago. That's a piece of that one fouled out of play. First base side. And it's 1-2 on Santiago. Still nobody out here. Runners at first and second for Tolman. Or I beg your pardon now, they're actually at first and third. Pitch inside to Santiago. And it's 2-2. Isaac Arnaud's the runner at third. Brad Nunez the runner at first. Swing, powerful one, and that's going to fall in the gap, left center, and Santiago drives in a run. Runner Nunez overshot third, got back in time. Santiago with the RBI base hit to make it 6-0 Tolman. And it was a single for Santiago. Medeiros next up. Good looking pitch from Lara Luma on the inside part of the plate. High inside from Lara Luma, and it's 1-1 to Medeiros. Swing from Medeiros. Base hit. Drives in a run. Nunez scores at 7-0. Almost the same spot as the hit from Santiago. So after Shea really gave Tolman some runs without the benefit of base hits, all of a sudden Tolman is displaying its ability to increase the score via the bat. It is now 7-0. Batter is Corey Pereira. Second at bat. Second time through the lineup here for Tolman. First pitch of ball. I'll call the strike 1-1. Beautiful sounds of Pawtucket here, clearly audible. Church bells ringing. It's noon, almost 11:57 a.m. Second Saturday of May. Our Luma's pitch, put in the air by Pereira, and nice catch there by the second baseman, Arach. The Willie Mays style of that catch. I'll be able to catch this here on the replay. Sure looked like the numbers to the action there from Arach as he was able to get that one. All right, so the next batter here taking a pitch for Tolman. It's Jamin Labossiere. 1-0 to Labossiere. Santiago, the runner at first. Medeiros, or at second rather, Medeiros is the runner at first. Labossiere batting here with the Tolman Tigers leading the Shea Raiders 7-0. Good pitch from Lara Luma. Got Labossiere to swing through that. 1-1. Caught outside corner of the plate. Labossiere in the hole, 1-2. And one out here for Tolman in the bottom of the second. Lara Luma makes contact with the batter on that pitch. Bases are loaded. Aiden Chernowski up. Big chance here. Seven 0 Tolman leads. And Chernowski takes the first pitch, strike 0-1. 17 pitches for Lara Luma. That one just a little bit high, and it's 1-1. That one's roped, but that's a foul down the left field line. One and two now to Chernowski with one out here in the bottom of the second. Bases are loaded. And swinging the miss from Chernowski. That's the second out. Brings up Andrew Massey. Tolman pitcher. getting plenty of run support here. First pitch is high on him, 1-0. Puts contact on that one into center field, and Black is out there and reaches out for it, can't get it. 1 run is in, 2 runs have scored. It's 9-0 Tolman on the hit from Massey, a healthy one. Sent the runner Labossiere to second. That was a double for Massey. That gets us to Elijah Garneau. Down in the count 0-1. Second pitch from Lara Luma was a ball to Garneau. Swung through by Garneau, but to the backstop, and a run scores. And Massey moves up to third. Next pitch from Lara Luma popped up out of play left field side from Garneau. It was Labossiere that just got that run. And it's 2-2. 3-2 to Garneau. It's a relief performance here for Lara Luma, almost up to 30 pitches. Swung through that one, Garneau did. But catcher unable to hold on. Massey scores. They get 11-0 on the uncaught third strike. Nothing. Tolman leads. And Justin Costa is the batter. Takes a strike. Bottom of the second inning. That one's outside from Lara Luma. That was pitch number 30. DaCosta, base hit. Splits second and short. Garneau moves up to second. And Shea High School is trying to get out of this inning. Damage has certainly been done. Eight runs here in the second inning. Meanwhile, after the loss Tolman took yesterday, this one has got to feel therapeutic. Checking runner at first. And got past the first baseman. However, DaCosta staying on the bag. This is a 1-0 pitch that just came to the Tolman batter, and catcher has to go back for the backstop once more. The runner Garneau scores. As Devin Zigbu is at bat. Slaps at this one. Second baseman Arash took it through to first, and that will do it for Tolman. They score another run. It's 12-0. They lead as we go to the top of the third. Top of the third, some changes defensively for Tolman, and let's give them to you as we can assess them here. DaCosta, the right fielder, has moved to first. New right fielder is Joe DeCruz. We have a new pitcher. That is Alex Medeiros. The batter is Acosta for Shea. And 2-1 count to him. Costa fouls it out of play. New center fielder for Tolman. Get that in a second. This is put on the ground to short. And Acosta grounds out 6-3. Number 11 is, I believe that's Isaac Garneau in center field. As the next batter comes up here, Nunez is the left fielder now. Ramos is the batter. We have a new third baseman. That's Elijah Bernardo. 2-0 count to Chris Ramos. Make it 2-1 now. I go around the horn here. It's a strike. Lonnie Santiago's at short. And it's a full count, 3-2 to Ramos. Corey Pereira is at second base. And your catcher remains Trinowski. And Ramos has put this one in the air. And you had Nunez and Santiago come together a little bit, and you hear head coach Theo Murray says you got to call it. One of them's got to call it. Santiago wound up being the one who caught it, and safely, no collision. And that was an out registered on Ramos. Thank you. The lineup blew away. And Seaver is now batting for Shea. Moved to the outfield last inning. And this is the second pitch in the sequence. It's 2-0 now. Medeiros, the pitcher. And he's delivering some gas here, and this one's inside though. And it's 3-0. Medeiros up to 13 pitches. It's a full count. Medeiros working quickly. Swing and a miss. Nice fastball from Medeiros. And that will send us to the bottom of the third inning. Quick work for Tolman in the top of this frame. And they still lead by a score of 12-0 over Shea. Well, in this game, we've been told to expect the unexpected, so every half inning we'll do an assessment and see who's doing what. And we do have a new pitcher for Shea High School. Stepping to the mound is going to be Nata Gonzalez. And we have a new catcher as well, Ian Montanez, who started as the pitcher in this game and now is behind home plate. $12-0. Tolman leads Shea here in this Rhode Island High School baseball game. You're watching it live on Twitch via Twitter. My name is Jim McCabe. And I will be back this year for a handful of Tolman High School games, just like a couple of years ago. Just a handful, as I said, as things allow. So look forward to doing this again this season. Okay, let's take a look here at what Shea has. We have the right fielder, Tony Morgan. Carlos Laralima moves, I believe we're just going to say back to center field. Caden Lack moves to left field. First baseman is Brian Vanass. Joe DeCruz is at bat. Arash still at second base. Seaver is the shortstop, and the third baseman is we have number 2. It might be not be a number 2. It might be a different number. Caught him looking at me. I think it's Acosta still at left. I think that gets everybody. Fouled out of play, and the Shea player who's leaving us for a moment, Chris Ramos, almost hit him. Put on the ground by DeCruz, and nice snag by the pitcher Gonzalez, and the throw to first. Nice 1-3 put out there. Elijah Bernardo next up. Again, Tolman playing with 13 batter lineup. Sees a big drop down on that one from about helmet high from Gonzalez. Called ball 1-0 on Bernardo. Bernardo swing into left field. And that one gets by the left fielder, and that's going to be a double for Bernardo. Black was in a little bit too much and tried to get after that, but it dropped down behind him. One out base runner for Isaac Garneau. First pitch taken by Garneau in the dirt. Next one up high. 12-0 Tolman leads Shea here in the third inning. One out. And the pitcher is Gonzalez. Next pitch from Gonzalez. 2-1 on Garneau. A trophy presentation will follow this game. We'll stay with you for it. Or you can stay with us. We'll be on the air. Is what I mean. Swing from Garneau. And this requires a throw to first to complete the strikeout. The runner Bernardo moved to third. Our next batter is Nunez for Tolman. Brad Nunez encouraged by head coach Theo Murray to swing the bat here. Delivered up high. Nunez not seeing anything he wants to swing at so far. 2-0. Runner at third. 2 outs. Strike to Nunez. Taken all the way by Nunez. 2-2, I believe. Scoreboard says 1-2. That's outside. Now 3-2. Swinging underneath that one from Gonzalez, getting the strikeout. Fourth pitcher of the game for Shea. And Gonzalez gets the job done. And we're done with the third inning. 12-0 Tolman over Shea. $12-0 Tolman leads Shea here. This Tucket baseball contest being aired on Twitch via Twitter. We are in the fourth inning. Let's take a look here. Medeiros coming back out to pitch for Tolman. Check the outfield, but it looks like the infield is the same. And Wally Arach is the batter for Shea. First pitch strike. Now 0-2. And that pitch from Medeiros is high inside. Shea does not have a hit. It's a little bit low and outside to make it 2-2. A good eye from Arach. These Shea hitters have really taken some pitches here from Tolman. That's been a bright spot for them. Like right there from Arach. That one off the glove of the catcher, Chernowski. And it's a 3-2 count to number 11 for Shea, Arach. And inside and high, base runner. Not the first base runner for Shea. They are still looking for their first hit. Combined no-hitter effort going on from several Tolman pitchers. And Montanez will get the first hit for Shea on first pitch swinging. And And nobody to worry about for Arach as he lands at third base. Healthy hit there from Montanez, who stopped at first. And that gets us to Nata Gonzalez, who started off this game as the first baseman, more recently the pitcher. First pitch taken. I believe it was the first pitch taken. Get back into the rhythm of doing this. Every once in a while, I don't see the pitch. Saw that one. He swung through it for the first strike of this at-bat. And Gonzalez puts this one on the ground. Shortstop Santiago. Thrown to Pereira, the second baseman, and on to DaCosta at first for the tailor-made double play. 6-4-3. And the next batter, Lack, with the base hit. And Shea High School scored a run here. And they did. It's 12-1. And then Lack just got aboard. See, right now not looking, but catching up here. The batter is Sheehan. And 0-2 to Sheehan. 2 outs, 4th inning. Shea has scored. Sheehan takes the pitch inside. Runner Lack to second. So 1-2 to Sheehan, first baseman. Sheehan unable to make contact with that one. So strikeout for Medeiros on his 30th pitch, and it's a 12-1 lead for Tolman over Shea. The Raiders have gotten one back as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. This game has concluded 12-1 final here. Tolman over Shea. And we are going to get a trophy presentation, I believe. Hopefully within our viewpoint. And the phone is stuck to the backstop. So while we figure this out, let's look at some of the players here today for Tolman, who got the job done. How about we just focus on the RBIs that came in this game? Santiago had one, Medeiros had one. Player of the game will have to go to Andrew Massey for that 2-run RBI hit he had. And also one for DaCosta. So you could have easily argued for a little bit in this game that Shea gave this one away to Tolman, and they had the final score 12-1. And did start off with several runs that scored on the defense being unable to get its job done. But then the bats did come alive for Tolman And they wind up finishing this game with 6 hits. Shea does avoid getting no hit in this game with a couple of late ones. And also for Tolman, the pitchers here today getting the job done. Just 2 of them. I'm sorry, I said several. I thought for some reason another one come in. 5 strikeouts combined for the starter Andrew Massey, who had 3, and Andrew Medeiros, who came in with 2. And 3 walks for those 2 pitchers today on 50, make it 64 pitches. Again, 3 runs scored for Tolman in the first, 9 runs scored in the second, and Shea got its only run in the top of the 4th inning. So not only did they avoid getting no hit, they avoided the shutout as well. Again, very happy to be back on here to be doing baseball this season. Twitch via Twitter. Keep an eye out on my Twitter address. It's Jim_McCabe_40 for the latest broadcasts. As these players are all out there and conferring with one another. This game has ended, and we're just waiting for a trophy presentation here. And hopefully we'll be in mind of the fact that we have the camera on. Of course, they're all aware that we're broadcasting this one. Just keep it on here for a few more minutes, see what the intention is. All right, we're gonna sign off now. Make sure we get a picture of the trophy that gets presented here at some point. But we'll sign off the broadcast. My name is Jim McCabe, saying thanks for watching and listening. One more time, the final score: Tolman beats Shea 12-1.